Hey, it's Mateo Lopez of Two Brain Marketing. On this edition of the Two Brain Marketing Podcast, I'm talking with Jill Glasenapp of Cobra Command CrossFit. You'll learn about her transition from being a coach to buying in as a full-fledged partner in the business. You'll also learn about her advertising system and how in the last 8 weeks, she spent $650 on ads and generated $8,400 in front-end revenue. So you don't want to miss this. Make sure to subscribe to Two Brain Radio for more marketing tips and secrets each week.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, not to be confused with Kansas City, Missouri. Actually, it's one and the same, but I actually have been CrossFitting for like 10 years. I was in the military, fell in love with CrossFit there, and had this awesome opportunity when I moved to Kansas City to join the Cobra Command CrossFit team, which resulted in me kind of taking over business ops and then becoming a partner, and now I'm co-owner, and it's awesome. Jacob Hepner, CrossFit Games athlete, goes to my gym and is kind of a comic book nerd, as is my partner Vince. And together they were like, what's a really awesome comic book style name? And after looking at trademarks and all that kind of stuff, they settled on Cobra Command. And everyone here is absolutely in love. It's like the best name ever.
It's an amazing name. So how long has the business been open then?
We opened our doors for Cobra Command in May of 2015. So we are just passed up our 4th anniversary here not that long ago. So I joined the team in May of 2017, so right at their 2-year mark. And I came in to coach, and it did not take long before I was helping general manage. And then literally within 6 months, I was on as a partner. So it was a good fit. When something's right, you just roll with it. So when I came on, my partner Vince had a full-time job, and Cobra Command was growing exponentially. We've been really blessed with organic growth for a long time. When I came on board, we were already at almost 150 members, and now we're a 200 plus member gym. But it was obvious that with the amount of members we had, we needed a more full-time staff. So initially, when we did not have Two Brains, and we did not have the systems that we needed in place, because of my background, I knew that we needed to start moving in those directions. So I kind of naturally started doing those things. And then we started to formalize roles a little bit. And then when it actually came time for the partnership, I had just kind of been helping in the gym enough that it just was like a no-brainer to kind of pursue that. Vince and I went through the books together. We inventoried everything together. We formally negotiated a buy-in price. Talked about sweat equity. That's always a hard conversation for people when you're going into a partnership. And both of us had sweat equity because I did a lot of volunteer work to help get the business kind of up and running. And obviously Vince did all the build out to start the business. And thankfully we were able to come to a compromise that worked well for both of us. And honestly, like from the get-go, there was no change in how the gym operated because I had worked my way into the systems at that point, which was awesome for the team. It was very seamless. What we did learn when we came on with Two Brains is that me and Vince were way too nested in the business and weren't working enough on the business. And that's kind of the blessing that Two Brains has brought us. I had been on for about 6 months and knew that I had decent systems in place, but there had to have been more streamlined systems, and I needed help with growing the business. So I knew that what we were doing in-house was great, but I didn't know how to get us to the next level. So we started researching, and we looked at a number of different companies, but the values and the help first mentality of Two Brains is what led us there. So the very first thing that we did, roles and responsibilities, like hands down the best. I would say that that's the best part of Incubator, period, because it makes you break that out. That coupled with realizing that if I could not be cleaning and I could hire somebody else to clean, and I outlined what I wanted that to be, I could make more money in that moment than if I was actually cleaning myself. That was huge. So I would say we did mainly affinity marketing, but didn't know it was affinity marketing. So we did a lot of families. We've always had a really good kids program, and that helped bring both parents kind of in the door. And then just, word of mouth, like people who liked us bringing their friends really was our organic growth. We did do some digital and social media style marketing, but all we did was target interests. We didn't really understand how to target our audience appropriately and get them in the door. So we would have people from like Washington, and we're in Kansas, you know what I mean? Like react to our ads. And we were like, okay, we need to get this more localized. We need to get this better targeted. And that was the very first thing that you guys helped us with, for sure. So our mission is to bring health and fitness to as many people as possible. And that's what we live and breathe. We don't care what level athlete you are. And honestly, our main audience and who we mainly serve is women in their mid-30s, mid-40s range. And then we use that to our advantage and try to get their husbands in and try to get their kids in. And it's worked really well. We are a very family-centric facility. We offer childcare, which helps draw a lot of people in that age range in. We also have a large military population here with Fort Leavenworth. It's literally about 10 minutes up the road from us. So that family kind of centric service is what we really, really focus on. So when a lead comes in, through our ClickFunnels, they are automatically sent to our UpLaunch system. And UpLaunch has been absolutely amazing for us to help with lead management. So they'll instantly get a text message. They'll instantly get an email, even if they're just a basic lead and they haven't scheduled with us. Then within during the day, during our normal operating hours, somebody within hopefully an hour is our goal. Will reach out. We will follow up with a text. And then every day we make calls. We've had so many leads come in that I can't call people immediately. I wish I could. That would be the game changer, I think. But we try to make calls once a day and call people. And actually, that's kind of been the game changer, I think. The people who are going to come in our doors anyway schedule a no sweat right away. The people who are on the fringe and answer their phone, we have a pretty high conversion rate of getting them in the door. Obviously, we get a lot who don't answer them. So honestly, our approach is that we follow the Two Brains script for a no sweat, like scheduling a no sweat if somebody calls to schedule one. But we just tell people that we have numerous options and that we can work with any budget and that we can work with any goal. And that's what I think really brings people in. And it's the truth. Maybe our transformation, which is what we sell through our advertising, isn't right for you. If I can get you in the door, I can tell you what's going to be right for you and I can point you in the right direction. Other staff on the phone. Role playing. Role playing is the best way to do that. And then obviously just telling people to jump in because the only way to really get over it is to do it. So me and my head coach do role playing with the coaches to train them up. We have 2 coaches that make most of our phone calls. And we just pay them admin hours to do that. We role played them, blessed them off, taught them a little bit about objectives, but not objectives. I'm sorry. We didn't even go super in depth with it, just the normal stuff you'd hear on a phone call trying to set an appointment. And we've been doing great with that since. Yes. Yep. So when they walk in the door, I have a team of 3, myself, Vince, my partner, and then our head coach. Those are the only people right now who I have take no sweats. And we greet them at the door. We ask them, what do you know about Cobra? What do you know about CrossFit? Just kind of get a feel for that. And then we start a walking tour of the facility. But really, it's not a walking tour at all. It's really us having an opportunity to walk and talk and learn about that person's goals. So we have little touch points on our tour as you go through the building on certain cues that we want to ask people, like what kind of goals do you have? If it's weight loss, then we always stop by the barbells and talk about resistance training and how great of a tool it is to help with weight loss. We ask about kids and family, what kind of job they have, what kind of hours they work, just to get to know them. So by the time we actually hit the office, we have a pretty good idea of what their goals are, what's going to be the best program for them, and what other services in our facility they might be interested in. So once we're in the office, we have our actual no sweat sheet, which we've actually gone through about 90% of the questions at that point. So we just, if there's anything that we lack, we go in and make up that question. But it's very conversation based. And at that point, we tell them like, hey, based on everything you kind of told me, here's what I took away to kind of reaffirm that we have the right objective of the client. but then we tell them what we think. Like, here's what I think would be the best for you, and kind of start a two-way conversation with that. Because some people, sometimes people will tell me they have mobility issues, and I'll be like, hey, I think we should throw on yoga, and just throw it out there. And they're like, no, nope, not interested in yoga at all. Okay, great. That's a good conversation piece. But then we bust out our binder and start taking people through, but we only present what we think is a good fit for them. I know some gyms will take them through all the options. I don't believe in that. I only present exactly what I want them to be interested in. And then I straight up ask, what do you think? Are we ready to sign up? And I pose it just like that. And most of the time we are able to close it. So I would say that we obviously started developing the process when we went through the incubator, which was a year ago. This September, we're right at a year with Two Brains. Honestly, we had a pretty decent system that was pretty close to Two Brains prior to that. We just weren't as very good at asking for the sale, right? And that was what we needed. I would say it took about 6 months to get where we knew exactly what talking points we wanted at what positions in the gym. And then now, so probably January, February is when I think we hit our stride, but we only had 2 or 3 no sweats a week maybe back then. So now that we're putting through 18, 20 a week, we're very refined. And I feel like we can very much tell who we're going to sell on what very early now, which is awesome because it helps you just use that whole interaction to kind of shape everything. So we are actually in Baser, Kansas. We are literally on the urban edge of Kansas City, Kansas. And in the area that we are in, we are the only CrossFit gym. We do have a CrossFit gym about 20 minutes to the north and about 20 minutes to the south, but we have about 200,000 in our area directly that are within a 10-minute radius of us. And that's the game changer right there. We are also at the higher end, so we're in the burbs of Kansas City. So we're in an area where the residential area is a little bit higher income, which also helps us. Some of our competitors are not in that area, and obviously that changes their game.
Yeah. I would say that a big part of it is the team. It took us a while, and we've had some transition finding the right team, people who understand our value, people who understand the importance of the client experience and helping clients. Not every trainer, not every coach out there has that in mind first. So it took us a little bit to build our team, but that is definitely what has set us apart and made us successful as we go. That coupled with, like I talked about earlier, our kind of family approach where it's whole family fitness.
We try to get everyone in. And then honestly, just developing tried and true systems that are efficient and keep the flow rapid, right? Like that keep it unimpinged so that people can get through our system. They feel like they're valued, feel like they're getting what they deserve every day. Best hour of their day, right? That's what we want to give. So. So you can find us at CobraCommandCrossFit.com, or you can reach out to me directly at Jill@CobraCommandCrossFit.com. Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure to be with you.